welcome back. Well, today we're going to see our next lecture, and that is types of sentences. Well, this is a continuation to the previous lecture, which was what is a sentence or what are sentences. Okay, so let's get started. So there are four kinds of sentences in English language. They are declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. Again, declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. So let's look at them one by one. So what is a declarative sentence, or what are declarative sentences? Okay. So declarative sentences or declarative sentence is a sentence which either states facts or expresses an opinion or gives a statement. Okay? So declarative sentences are those sentences which either gives you a fact or expresses an opinion or gives you a general statement. For example, train is late today. Okay? Mom, train is late today. It's a normal statement, right? Correct? Okay. In terms of fact, the sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. It's a fact, right? Another example, the earth revolves around the sun. The earth revolves around the sun, right? Again, it's a fact, correct? I have two dogs. Well, again, it's a fact, so I'm just sharing with you all. I have two dogs. Now it's a fact, right? Okay. Opinion. In terms of opinion, I think the best example would be, my friend is a great writer. Now this is my opinion, right? So I'm expressing my opinion. So any statement or any sentence which expresses an opinion, either yours or somebody else, comes under a declarative sentence. Okay? So my friend is a great writer. Now this is my opinion. But again, it is an opinion, right? So I'm expressing my opinion. Correct? Okay. Now always remember, declarative sentences always ends up with a period or a full stop. Right? Okay. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is called as interrogative. Well, I kind of love this. Okay. So this very word interrogative has been derived from the word interrogation. Now, does it ring a bell? Interrogation. Anyone? Okay. No? Okay. So interrogative. Well, you might have heard about it in the news channels, or you might have heard about or read about it in newspapers. Interrogation. Okay. So interrogation means question. The police commander interrogated the criminal, or the police commander interrogated the suspect. One and the same thing, right? Okay. So interrogative sentences are those sentences which basically depicts a question, right? They are sentences which are in the form of questions. For example, where do you live? Right? It's a question, right? Or what do you do? Or what did you have for your lunch? Or where did you go for your vacation? Correct? So all these kind of sentences which end up being a question or which depicts a question are interrogative sentences. Now as they depict a question, that means they'll end up with a question mark. Correct? Okay, great. Let's move on to the third one. But before that, here I would like to share a very funny life experience of mine. I don't know, I generally feel that all mothers, okay, they basically somehow in their lives act like an interrogated police commander, For example, in case if I have to go with my friends and in case I'm late, I tell my mom, okay, I am going with my friends and I'll be back by 10 p.m. She'll be like, first of all, she'll just look at me like as if I'm a suspect. Okay. So I'm like, Mom, I'll be going. So, bye. Before that, that, you know. Before I even step out my house, she'll say, hold on. Okay, so you're going right now. What's the time right now? It's 7 p.m. Okay, so by what time will you be back? And by the way, how many friends are there? And where are you going? Huh? And I'm like, okay, hold on, hold your horses. Well, I'll be back by 10. But again, you know, I mean, I think every mother interrogates us in their own funny ways. But again, mothers are the most beautiful creation in this whole universe, right? Do you agree with that? Well, I agree. Okay, so let's move on to the next sentence in fact. So the next kind of sentence is called as imperative. Now, the definition of imperative means giving an authoritative command. Okay? So any statement in which you see a command is called as imperative sentences or an imperative sentence. Okay? For example, please pass the salt. Now I am telling the other person to please pass the salt, but in a polite way, right? Be quiet, everyone. Now what I'm showing here, I'm giving a command, be quiet, everyone, but along with it, I am adding an emotion. And what is that emotion? I'm adding an angry emotion, right? Be quiet, everyone, right? So any imperative sentence which basically gives you a command and it does not depict that much emotions, or which is a neutral sentence or a neutral command, always ends up with a full stop. Whereas if you see that there is, you know, if you have a sentence where it basically depicts a command as well as an emotion is associated with it, then that kind of sentence is again an imperative sentence, but the difference is that in that imperative sentence, in the end, there will be no full stop. In fact, that sentence will end up with a punctuation mark, and that is an exclamation mark. Now, how do we denote this exclamation mark? Well, an exclamation mark is denoted like this. A straight line, right, with a period beneath it. So this is an exclamation mark, okay? For example, be quiet, everyone, right? So I'm giving a command as well as I'm adding an emotion on top of it, right? So that is an imperative sentence, okay? That is an imperative sentence, in fact. Okay, moving to the next one. The next one is called as, and this is the last one, exclamatory. And I again love this. Well, this is a kind of sentence which basically is kind of, you know, is associated with me in one way or the other. Now, these exclamatory sentences are those sentences which expresses an emotion. Emotion like happiness, sadness, when you're angry, when you're frustrated. Well, if I talk about myself, I always express myself in different kind of emotions. Okay? So that's why, you know, it's kind of associated with me. Anyways, so any sentence which expresses an emotion is an exclamatory sentence. Okay? For example, wow, it's a pretty dress. Wow, are you going to US? Oh, okay. Nice. Please don't talk to me right now. I'm not in the mood. Okay. Why are you here? Why are you here? Well, again, this is a question mark. Well, again, this is a question mark. So I think this is not going to be the sentence with it. Again, I'm going to my friend's place. Or, you know, I'm going to my granny's place. I'm so excited about it. Correct? Okay. So, always remember, exclamatory kind of a sentence always, again, ends up with an exclamation mark. Now, there might be a question that how will we differentiate between an imperative and an exclamatory question? Okay. Always remember, imperative sentences depicts a command. So any sentence which depicts a command and have an emotion on top of it will be an imperative sentence. Whereas a general statement or a general sentence which expresses an emotion like, wow, it's a pretty dress. Now, I am not giving a command here, right? I'm just expressing my emotion, right? So these kind of sentences are called as exclamatory sentences. Got it? Okay. So these were 4 kinds of sentences. Well, let's do a quick recap. Okay. So there are 4 kinds of sentences in English grammar. They are declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. Okay? So declarative sentences always depicts either a fact or states an opinion or expresses an opinion or gives a statement. Interrogative sentences are those sentences which are in the form of questions or which depicts questionings. Interrogative that was. Imperative sentences are those sentences which depicts a command, okay? And they either end up with a full stop or with an exclamation mark. Whereas exclamatory sentences are those sentences which expresses an emotion. Got it? Okay. So that was all for today's lecture. If you like this lecture, please do like and subscribe this channel. And in case if you have any kind of queries, doubts, comments or feedbacks, please mention in the comment section below and I'll definitely get back to you. Okay? And before I end up this video, I would like to share a very beautiful or a very meaningful quotation. And this quotation is not said by anyone. In fact, it's a general statement, but it's a very powerful statement. And the quotation is, consistency is the key. You know, whatever your goal is, whatever your desires are, in case if you have to achieve your goal, always remember, be consistent in your life. What you have today, make the most of that today. Okay? So do your task every day. In fact, be consistent in your life and you will reach it. Again, it is the key to your success. Okay? So thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Again, any comments, any feedbacks, or any kind of queries, please mention in the comment section below. And do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you again. Have a beautiful day and always be positive and always think positive. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.